The headline on the terminal is Trump's warm welcome gives Saudi prince lopsided rewards. Does this feel lopsided to you?
It does. You know, having worked for administrations from Jimmy Carter to Bush 43, having voted for Democrats and Republicans and worked for them, on this one, I think clearly the Trump administration gave a lot more than it got. Now, maybe some of the deets are not yet clear in terms of the reciprocity, but this was a visit designed, I think, far more than anything else to demonstrate that whatever concerns, doubts, anxieties that the U.S. and the Trump administration has had about MBS, his human rights record, the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, full disclosure here, Jamal was a friend of mine. Whatever doubts, they're all in the rear view mirror now. And what struck me extraordinary Oval Office yesterday was how comfortable the Crown Prince felt, both in that Oval meeting with the president, and how comfortable he now feels. In fact, he introduced the president at Kennedy Center. It's rather remarkable. And I think, Joe, you have to keep in mind that the average length of a Saudi king's tenure, and they've had 7 kings, including King Salman, who MBS will one day replace, is 13 years. Mohammed bin Salman is 40. He could rule Saudi for 50 years. It's extraordinary, and he's got a long view, and he wants to get as much as he can from the U.S. without giving a whole lot with respect to distancing himself from Russia and China. 360-degree foreign policy for this guy, and we're part of it.
Wow. All right. So you pointed us there, and I want to ask you about the comments that we heard from both of these men in the Oval Office yesterday when an ABC News reporter named Mary Bruce had the gumption to ask about this. The president himself, who said that MBS is doing a phenomenal job on human rights. He said, you're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people did not like that gentleman you're talking about in Khashoggi. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen, he said, but he, MBS, knew nothing about it. We heard from Mr. Khashoggi's widow on CBS News last night. Aaron, here's what she said.
There is nothing to justify the crime, even if you don't agree or like certain person because of his opinion or vision for his country. To say he's controversial and he's unlikely, it does not give anyone right to just kidnap him, torture him, kill him, and dismantle his body. Yes, and it did hurt me a lot. And it's taken away as well. It's look like taking away the freedom for the journalists to do their job.
I want to give you some space here, Aaron. How did we go from the killing of Jamal Khashoggi, the fist bump heard around the world, to now Saudi Arabia being designated a major non-NATO ally?
18 other countries, in addition to Saudi, have that distinction. It doesn't imply a mutual defense agreement, or at least a defense agreement, but it's significant. The Qataris have it as well. So the president's notion that Saudi is among a rare few is really not accurate. How we got here, just one data point, Joe. When U.S. presidents are inaugurated and they take their first foreign trips abroad, they don't go to Saudi Arabia. And in Trump 1.0, 2017, this was the president's first foreign trip. Now, he went on to Israel and then on to meet with NATO allies. But clearly, the best part of his trip, without a doubt, was the Saudi part. Sword dances. And I think it reflects the fact that of all the sub-regions of the Middle East, Saudi Arabia is the most important country to the president. It represents the scene of his diplomatic triumph, the Abraham Accords, and he hopes to add Saudi at some point. It represents hydrocarbons and oil. It represents extraordinary business opportunities for the Trump business organization. And again, let's be very clear here. I worked for a lot of administrations. No American president has ever blended the line between the American national interest and the president's family's business interests. It's extraordinary to me really is remarkable. So that's how we got here. And I think the justification and the president's comments, I mean, even the crown prince, if I heard him wrong, and he said this before, that this was a mistake. 8 Saudis were put on trial.
That's right.
Where they are now is unclear. I'm not sure at all that they're in prison. But the president's remarks, not only dissing Jamal Khashoggi, but essentially a blanket excusing of the prime minister. He had no knowledge of this. So I think it, again, reflects the fact that for this president, Saudi Arabia is a valued partner, and human rights, Khashoggi's killing, the repression and arbitrary detention of Saudi citizens that is pervasive in Saudi today, this stuff doesn't matter.
We've got about a minute left, Aaron. Should Saudi Arabia be leaving town with F-35s?
They're not going to be leaving town with the F-35Is, which represent enhanced avionics and comms capacity and radar function. That F-35I is what we give to the Israelis. It strains the bounds of credulity to the breaking point that this administration would give F-35s, given to our NATO allies, without demanding certain intelligence constraints and protections from allowing this technology to be accessed by the Chinese. And I'm hoping the export version of this, I suspect, won't be the F-35I that we give to the Israelis. But again, President wants to make Mohammed bin Salman happy. And the F-35s is a part of that happiness package.